何も怖くなんてないんだ This is a place to try そして僕らきっと辛いだってを決して離さないで明日へかける Let's sing loudly We are the one for the future
Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Naruto chapter 682. Alright, and in this chapter, Kakashi states that Kaguya can pull people into different dimensions, alright? So that's what she's been doing all this time with the lava, and in this chapter, the ice. Alright, and Sakura asks Naruto how he's going to fight someone like that who has OP powers like that and is practically a god. And his response to that is to heal Obito. So Obito is alive, alright? I knew it. I knew it, and I hate to tell you so. I hate to tell you that I told you so, but hey, I told you so. I said it twice. I said it last week, and I said it back when Obito and Madara last came out of the alternate dimension. I said it there. Like, it doesn't make sense to kill Obito off like that. It just doesn't. And I said it last week too. Like, he's probably not dead. All right. Like I said, all right. I told you so. All right. Why would Kishi have Kakashi keep saving Obito if he was dead? Just saying. All right. Why would Kishi keep randomly showing Obito, giving him panels to himself if he was dead? Just saying. Just saying. All right. So Obito's alive. All right. Whether you like it, whether you like it or not, Obito's still alive, and he's gonna have a role in this. What will his role be? Who knows? I'll talk a little bit about it later. But as for the fight that's going on right now, Naruto convinces Sasuke to go with his plan. All right. Somehow he convinces Sasuke to do this, and Sasuke he activates Amaterasu, and that doesn't do anything. But Naruto appears in front of Kaguya and uses shadow clones, and he ends up using reverse harem jutsu. All right, and look, listen, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I thought this was freaking hilarious. All right, when I saw those clones at the bottom of the page, I was just joking to myself, thinking like, all right, what is this dude gonna, what is this dude gonna do with clones? He's freaking like harem jutsu or something. And then I turned the page, and then I saw reverse harem jutsu, and I was like, yo. I just had my head in my hand and I was just like laughing. I was just laughing and this was funny. All right, yeah, I thought that scene was funny. And then what was even funnier was Sakura's and freaking Kaguya's reactions to it. All right, those were great. Sakura's like, ooh, and Kaguya was like, huh? Like she, dude, the look on Kaguya's face. I'll probably make the thumbnail. But that look on Kaguya's face, it was really phone. As I was saying, soccer and Kaguya's their reactions were awesome, right? And Kaguya's especially because when you look at her picture, can you actually like, dude? She actually looks adorable if you if you look at her reaction to it. Like she actually looks human. Like she looks kind of moe actually. Like if you look at her picture, will you actually be able to resist saying that she's kawaii? All right, like hold that picture in front of a anime guy, and and he'll tell you she's kawaii. All right, like the yo, it's that was probably the most human-like reaction she's had in her entire life, right? Just like this whole scene was just freaking hilarious, right? And Naruto legit thought that that was gonna like help him beat Kaguya too. He's like thinking like, oh man, these sexy techniques tend to work against stronger opponents. You know, the stronger the opponent is, the more likely it is that this attack's gonna work. And Sakura's like, there's no way that's gonna work on a god. I turn the page and then Naruto gets a hit in on Kaguya. She's like flying back. Sakura's like, it worked. What? so 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 that makes Iruka Ebisu Jiraiya, Hiruzen Sarutobi, and now Kaguya. Alright, dude, he's gotten so many people with this technique. Konohamaru, too. Alright, like, yo. This is just funny. Kakashi was sitting there like, are you watching Jiraiya Sensei? You should be proud. Yeah, that was freaking funny, man. This whole scene was funny. Alright. And I don't care what anybody says. I loved that scene. I loved all the antics that happened here. It was freaking hilarious, alright? And things did get serious after that, though, because after Naruto got the hit in on Kaguya, Naruto and Sasuke tried to get her with like the marks that they have on their hands, and Kaguya responds by freezing them in place. She didn't freeze them in place. She took them to another dimension, to an icy dimension. All right, and she gets herself out by traveling to another dimension and then traveling back to that dimension. Um, but Sakura and Kakashi just watching all this happen, and Sakura had a line where she said, "What's the principle behind it?" Because she was trying to figure out, her and Kakashi were trying to figure out what was going on. And that leads me to believe that the two of them are actually going to discover the secret of her jutsu and come up with a way to counter it, which will allow Naruto and Sasuke to defeat her. That's just a theory that I have right now, that Sakura and Kakashi are actually going to be pretty relevant and pretty helpful in the defeat of Kaguya. But as for what's going on right now, Sasuke uses Amaterasu again to help himself and Naruto escape from the ice. However, Kaguya takes Sasuke and pulls him into this desert dimension. Right, so he's separated from everyone else, and everyone else is separated from him. So they're pretty much screwed right now. All right, they're pretty much screwed. I don't really see any way that Sasuke can get back unless either he learns some way to use his eyes to like do that same technique. Like if he copies that technique using his eyes, then maybe he can get back. Or maybe Obito, if he wakes up, if and when he wakes up, maybe he can travel from maybe he can travel to that dimension and find Sasuke. That's a stretch because he doesn't know which dimension he's in. Like that's a stretch, but maybe it's possible. So, yeah. So I'm guessing that those are a couple ways that Sasuke can be saved and like, well, not be saved, but return to the others. Um, but right now the others are screwed. Naruto can't do anything to Kaguya on his own, except for reverse, except for reverse harem jutsu. Yeah, that was funny, man. I don't care what anyone says. That was funny. All right. As a matter of fact, that alone made this chapter an 8 out of 10. All right. And that's the rating I'm giving to it as well, an 8 out of 10. This chapter deserves it. That part was funny, but it wasn't so funny that it kind of just ruined the chapter. And it didn't make Kaguya look bad for getting hit because the minute it happened, she recovered instantly, then screwed them over by separating Sasuke and Naruto. So it's not like it was that big of a deal where Kaguya's character is ruined. So it's like that. The funny parts were good. The parts of the serious parts were good. Everything was good. So I'll give the chapter an 8 out of 10. Hopefully, Kaguya's character can develop at some point during this arc because right now she's not really developed well enough for me or anyone else really to care about her or what's going on what's going on right now. So. Hopefully, well, this chapter was interesting. So, what Kishi's doing right now is enough to keep the chapter ratings high enough. But when it comes back, when the time comes to actually look at the arc as a whole, those individual things that kept chapters good aren't going to be enough to give the arc as a whole a good rating. So, hopefully, he'll be able to develop Kazuya, Kaguya. Hopefully, he'll be able to develop Kaguya at some point. To make us care about her as an individual. He started with the whole like Kaguya wasn't trying to destroy the world or any of that. She was just trying to leave her chakra as an inheritance for her sons. He kind of started with that, but he needs to delve more into that or something to develop her. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I'm kind of just rambling now, but yeah, this chapter gets an 8 out of 10, and that's that, you guys. rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.